There are significant differences in cost between building a new proton therapy center and upgrading an existing proton therapy center. Surprisingly, the upgrade projects are not quite as affordable as we may have thought, but that's really because we have a lot of demolition and decommissioning that we're dealing with. When we built some of these original centers, we weren't really focused so much on flexibility. We were focused on meeting the vendor's precise requirements. And so these centers are custom designed around that vendor system. When a center is upgrading, if they want to change the vendor or change the system completely, it can be quite a chore, and it's a lot of reworking of existing construction. And it's not just existing construction, it's shielded walls with lots of systems embedded in these mass concrete walls. So that can be quite costly. I've talked before about flexibility, and you start to see that flexibility designing into the centers today is of great value, because later on allows us to do an upgrade without spending so much money on reconstructing the existing shielding walls. And if we could just move those shielding walls around, or just have a little bit of flexibility built into these designs so that we can shift and move the equipment later on when we go to upgrade it, and maybe the vendor upgrades their system in a way that has a slightly different footprint or slightly larger. We want to be able to fit that in without having to blow out shielding walls and reconstruct the facilities. There's a lot of money being spent on reconstructing existing buildings that were custom tailored for a certain manufacturer's equipment. And it's surrounded by 12-foot thick concrete walls. And if you have to reconfigure that can be costly. Plus, there's a decommissioning cost. That is just an extra cost that we don't deal with when we're looking at new proton therapy centers. So you have to factor that cost into your overall project budget. And these things are in addition to a new project.